Welcome everyone to the 19th edition of the FISE World Montpellier. I'm Dom Granger. I'm here with Pascal. Pascal, how's it going?
Pretty good. Glad to be here again.
So we're here today for the qualifications of Roller Park.
Roller Park as well, yeah. And you'll notice this year that the park is then again the BMX skate park, so it's quite massive.
Yeah.
The biggest ramp I think is 6 meters high, so you'll notice that a lot of skaters made the choice to have big wheels on.
Okay.
Usually we have something like 58 millimeters. Some skaters now have 72 millimeters, so you can go quite faster. Yeah.
You can gain some speed a lot easier with the bigger wheels.
Yeah, because you'll notice it is a problem. Like if you fall in this park, it's probably going to be the end of your run. So.
Okay, so that's where the difference lies a bit with slope style, I guess, because the slope style you start from the top, it goes down a little bit, so you can gain some momentum and you can skate in between, and you can catch up. Yeah. Basically, if you fall. But here, if you have a little bit of a hesitation or if you have a little bit of a fall, it's going to be much harder to get the amplitude you need.
Exactly, because there's no hill to carry you down, so you have to go up a ramp and then start again. So you're like at least losing 10 seconds. If not, you'll lose just all your energy and then it's over.
Yeah, exactly. And then so on the course this year, there's a few differences with the one last year, and we have quite a nice array of riders. We have Jelle Bigerman, Warending, I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah. Warending, Blake Bird, Diego Guillou, Adrien Anne, Bruce Varache, Joey Egan, Diaco Diaby, Joe Atkinson, Anthony Potier, Yuma Baudouin, Nicolas Servi, Nick Lomax, Romain Godner, Romain Abrat, CJ Wellsmore is here too, and Stephen Swain. We have some nice riders here. We're going to see some big stuff on the park today.
Yeah, really happy to see quite a few great skaters from different countries. Also, there is definitely CJ Wellsmore that finished second last year, and I'm pretty sure that he's looking forward to getting that goal this year because it came so close. Also, quite a few French skaters. You know that French skaters are pretty much the best in the world at the park.
Yeah.
So obviously they want to showcase that and show
they're in their home country here, so we're gonna see the start list soon here on the screen, and here we are. So we're gonna start with Jelle Brigman, Warending, like I said. So quickly go through this, and like you said, like CJ I think he's quite pumped. I talked with him a little bit before the contest, and he was injured last time I saw him in China. He had a back injury. He was there for moral support more than for riding.
Maybe he thought he could skate, but when he got there, he's like, well, better just not risking anything.
I mean, with the back, you have to be smart. You have to take smart decisions, because if you have a back injury, then it can stop you for a really long time. So we can see that the crowd is definitely here. They got the message. It's nice, and it's nice weather today in Montpellier. It's nice and warm, not too hot. The sun is kind of through some little bit of haze cloud, so everybody's quite comfortable. Riders are getting ready for choosing their starting spot. So in a park like this, do you think do everybody has kind of a line planned up and tricks in their mind already, or do most people go like all freestyle?
Well, obviously with that many great skaters, you have to know what you're doing. So I'm pretty sure that everyone's got a line figured out. And I think one of the main point in an event like that is you want to go through the whole time, so you don't want to fall on any tricks. So some skaters are probably going to pick up some easier tricks and make sure they can do the whole thing, because they don't want to risk falling and then it's over for them.
Exactly, and especially in the qualifications, I guess it's always kind of the game. Are we going to see some big stuff and the riders going really for it, or are we going to see some safe runs? So we shall see. That's a new feature on the park this year. It looks like a gymnastic.
Yeah, it is, like the horse.
The cheval d'arçon.
Et voilà.
So, here we go. I think we may have, is it Jelle Brigman?
Yes, it was his run and it's over. So, sorry about that. So that's the introduction run for the skaters right now. So
here we go. So we're with the Blake Bird now.
Yeah.
He lost a little bit of speed here. Like we said, it's kind of tough to catch up afterwards.
So that's a big flat spin 360. I think he'll be happy about that one. Try to go up this little ledge with a grind, but as you can see, like, you get tired pretty fast because the ramps are so massive.
Yeah, the space in between the obstacles, the features are quite large, so you need good cardio.
Yeah, well, because BMX have pedals, yeah, so you can always like gather some speed. So that's a big Corkscrew 720 from Diego Guiu from Switzerland. He is one of the guys to look for this event for sure. He's been on every single event all around the world in the past few years, and so that's a big missed flip. And you'll notice that Diego is very good at this. Sometimes he'll miss a little bit the landing, and he'll figure out a way to just escape from it and save it.
Yeah,
and
push
just
it through.
Exactly.
Yeah, he didn't, like, we could see he lost his. He skipped a bit one foot, but he didn't seem to lose too much speed, and he was able to keep.
You want to keep going. You want to do the best with, like, whatever is going on with the tricks you're doing. You want to look forward for the next trick. So he tried a little disaster top sole on the top of this little quarter pipe in the middle of the park.
Yeah, this quarter pipe here seems to be quite. I mean, I would guess it could get a bit scary at the top because there's no wall right behind it. It's kind of...
Yeah, it's a little tricky. It's obviously a little tricky.
Adrien Anne now on the... No. It's Bruce Varash?
Yeah, it
okay.
is. Yeah, it is.
I think he might have been just...
practicing.
Trying something out.
So here is Adrien.
Adrien going through the park. Oh!
So this wall is like basically 6 meters high, and when you want a disaster on it, you'll find out that there's a gap in between two ramps, so you cannot land anywhere. So you have to go through a certain distance so that you can find a place to land.
Here he starts again. I think we're gonna seems to be trying for the same thing.
Alley-oop, 270, a back royal. Nice flat spin 540. We went a little far on this, so
need a little nap there. So
yeah, well, the thing is that it's a step-up box jump. So from the bottom, you can't see, like, you have no idea of where is the landing.
So you're landing blind, as we can see here. Like until he goes over the feature, he cannot see the landing. So it's tougher to spot your landing, I guess.
Exactly. So you have to practice. Like in the practice time, you have to make sure what speed do you need. We just saw Dave Lang trying to get motivated or motivating his teammates. Oh, so to go up that ramp, you definitely need a little speed, and obviously going down, you're gonna have even more.
So now this is Bruce Varash. No. Oh, we're back. Okay, sorry guys. We're back to Jelle Briggeman. Sorry for the poor pronunciation. We're in the best trick, I would guess. This is...
That's a huge 360 method. And then he went up with a back torque.
Blake Bird back on the
course. So smooth little air, almost failed on that. Oh, there you go. That's it. Like sometimes it's hard to figure out where the ramps are because obviously everything is black and everything is very spaced out. So stuff like this can happen. It was already done at this point, so I'm pretty sure he was just already too tired to even keep standing.
Keep the speed up and measure his distances.
So big Corkscrew 900, so you almost completely upside down from Diego. Again, little transfer.
find his trick seems to be like super smooth too, like the way he rides and
it's also you have to know that Diego is a quite tall guy, so to make it look like this, it takes a lot of practice. Most of the people are most of the professional skaters are like not very tall guys, so it's easier to keep your balance, I guess. And,
your center of gravity is much lower, and it's true in a lot of the freestyle sports. The FISE is not the place to find many tall guys here.
No, this is not the place you want to look for those guys.
There are a few. There's always a few in every sport. There's always a few super tall guys, but.
The thing as well is like if you are a BMX rider, you can have a longer bike, but the skates themselves, they're pretty much the same. So to be tall makes a big difference.
Here we go for.
I think that was Romain Abrat from France. It was
crossing the park.
Yes, getting ready for his run. So Romain Abrat obviously is a guy to look forward to because he wasn't here last year, and he had a massive injury and he's back right now, and he's got all sorts of.
What happened to him?
I think something was wrong in his hip. I'm not sure exactly what, but I'm sure he got an surgery, and it took like quite a few months until he was ready. He's back on skates, and now he is. And you have to know that this guy is capable of big double flips and stuff that you probably won't believe when he put it out.
Definitely. He was actually the one that he got first place at FISE Pro Park in 2013. So he missed last year.
Exactly.
But the last time he was on the park here in Montpellier, he came home. He went home with the first place.
Yes. And he was there in Chengdu as well, in Chengdu, China, and. If I remember correctly, he crashed during the qualifiers doing what he calls a kangaroo flip, which is basically a double flat spin, whatever he calls it, whatever. It's like a double flip, which is pretty crazy. I think it's been borrowed from a freestyle ski trick. It's called the kangaroo, and he crashed during the qualifiers, so maybe it wasn't the best choice at this point, and so he couldn't be part of the finals in Chengdu. But now he is here, and I'm pretty sure he's learned something from it, and he's not going to attempt it in the qualifiers, because to be honest, he doesn't need those tricks to be part of the finals, so you should keep it. Oh, so big 270
That's Adrien Anne.
Yes, it is. From Strasbourg. Frontside backslide.
A little bit missed the landing there.
Yeah. He's going towards the... he tried a little 720 transfer in that big quarter pipe. He's happy. He's from France, so pretty sure he's just glad to be here and try to make the best out of it. Usually, Adrien Anne is more of a street skater, so here you're seeing Bruce Varache, also from France, and he's another one of those French stunt skaters. So he's gonna go for massive flips and as you can see, flips and rotations.
And that's what the crowd loves.
Yeah,
like, it's on a technical point of view, it's just like any other freestyle sports. The crowd loves to see the big spins, big tricks, big airs, but it's not necessarily the most technical.
No, well, the big tricks are the easiest to understand. So for the general public, if you see someone upside down, you know he's doing something crazy. Sometimes if they're doing grinds with their feet, because rollerblades are quite small, especially on TV, it's hard to tell like what is hard or what is not.
So here we go with...
You went so far in that box jump. I think that this box jump is a little shorter than the one they used in the past. So sometimes if you go full speed, you'll be easy to go too far and just fall to the flat. So
we're looking at Joey Egan from Ireland.
Yes. Little 180 up the step-up box jump, going backwards on the hip. Doing all sorts of original lines here.
Yeah, some stuff we haven't quite seen before.
So nice. Like this is something that maybe most of the people wouldn't understand because he did like it's called a Truspin fish brain, which is basically you do a 180 being completely blind and you fall on this little piece of plastic under your skates called the sole plates, and it's very hard to do because obviously the skates are quite narrow, so it's hard to aim at this little piece there.
Definitely, you need to have good. You need to be good with your distance judging.
Yeah, speed and aiming and like know where your skates are in the air and all that stuff. So pretty good, pretty hard.
Here we go. So I think Joey Egan is done with his run. We're going to see Diako Diaby.
Yes. Oh, that is like a very, very high 360. And he's one of those guys that can pull. First of all, you notice that he's got like crazy speed and he
very aerial. I have a hard time with this word in English.
Oh, you can see like he almost went as high as the height of the ramp. So if the ramp was 2 meters something, he probably went 2 meters over the coping, which is the last piece of metal on top of the ramp. Little transfer, backside unity. So you can see like he's done probably 4 or 5 tricks from the start of his run, and he's already like losing a little bit of energy here. Going backward. This is also very hard because you don't know where's the landing on this, and because you come from something so high, it's really easy to go too far and fall straight down to the ground. So I tried a little grind here and couldn't quite get it. But it's not because it's not because those skaters are not able to do those grinds. It's because after 40 seconds or so of skating in the skate park, you can't see anything. You feel like you're about to pass out. So
yeah, especially in a competition because you're on adrenaline and you're trying to go fast and you're trying to accomplish as much as you can in a small amount of time.
So here we got Adrian Ann back in the park. Doing a few transfers to gather some speed. Barely made it out of the box jump. Here is something that he was doing in Chengdu as well. Is like to go from the little corner here, wall ride all the way through.
Let's see what he got here.
So I just saw him do this in the practice. It's 270 backside unity. It's a quite difficult grind, especially for to do in a contest, so it's quite risky, and I know the judge know about that. And you'll see
he's going for
something big, maybe a misty flip, it'd be maybe a big transfer.
Oh, he wants to do it. Oh.
Yeah, it takes like so much energy to go all the way up that big wall over there. So little soul drop in. I think he's still got some time. Little transfer. He's like, what? He wants
some noise from the crowd, some encouragement.
He's trying to get the crowd behind him because obviously this is all it's a performance, but it's a show. Like people go to see that because they like seeing it. So if they can see that their favorite rider is also enjoying doing this performance, it's even better.
And this is, we have to remind people, this is the first day, opening day of the 19th edition of the FISE World Montpellier. Yep. We already have quite some people on the park, and it's only qualifications, so I think it's just going to get busier and busier as the week and weekend goes by in the next few days, and then the riders are going to get a lot of noise from the crowd.
Yes.
Here we go with, I think he's going for his best.
Huge missed flip.
That was clean.
Yeah, you got exactly the right amount of speed for that. So that's a flat spin 540. So it's basically completely upside down. That's Bruce Varash you're looking at right now. The missed flip backwards in the little box drum they put there. That wasn't here last year, by the way.
No, that wasn't. There's a couple of features that were not here last year. This box, I don't know how to call it.
So that's a fakey 540, a little bio, a little sideways on this to make it look even nicer. So the step-up box jump that you're seeing at the back of the park here is makes all the tricks easier when you're going up it, because obviously you don't fall from as high. But if you're going backwards, it makes you like it has the exact opposite effect. So you're going from something very high to something very low. So you have to make sure you have the right amount of speed. So that's a little bio 360 here
for Joey Egan.
Yeah, from Ireland.
From Ireland.
So trying to gather some speed to go up that big quarter pipe, and you see, like, even coming pretty fast, you can't really get to the top of it, and you'll see that he was losing, like, missing a little speed for the 540 on the little box jump here. So now then again, going, I think, the same way. Maybe he's going to go for a little wall ride. Yes, he did. And maybe
slip.
Yeah.
And he's done. Last one of the second heat, Diaco Diaby is going to be next on the course.
It's very different from street skating. I mean, park is very dependent on your cardio. Big bio 540, going on the step-up box jump, little abstract 540. Abstract is when you cross your feet, make it look a little bit more stylish. Transfer, kicking the little side of the rim there. Little grind, maybe losing a little bit, like,
yeah, his first run was a little more flowy, I would say.
Yeah,
didn't lose quite as much speed, but the line is different, so
it's still good enough so far compared to the others, because
he's smooth.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's working too hard for his trick, but as you can see, he ain't got much trick at the end of his line. Maybe he thought that his first run was better, so.
Playing it safe on the second one.
Yeah. So that's then again, maybe a trick borrowed from vert skating. You'll see that a lot in vert skating, the bio 540, flat spin 540 in the quarter pipe.
And so what are the judges looking for in a run like this? Are they looking for overall, like, fluidity? Are they?
Well, obviously, how hard are the tricks is very important, but like in a park like this, where everything within the speed is so hard to carry through your whole run, obviously the flow, the style, and the fact that you can go through the whole time without falling. So you can see Adrian went for a huge Mr. Flip, and because the box jump is quite short for how much speed you got, it's quite easy to land on the flat. So you have to go very high to make sure you're gonna land
on the transition.
Yeah, on the landing spot. Makes it very hard. And as you can see, like, Adrian took one bad fall and is pretty much done, because it took him like 15 seconds to go back up that ramp here. But then again, still got some juice for a few last tricks. So that's then again that same trick that someone did earlier, which is a trispin fish brain. You're just holding onto on one foot, so it's like if you don't lock your foot correctly, you're obviously gonna fall. Some tricks use 2 feet, so maybe you're gonna be able to save yourself if one foot is not correctly put on the coping.
But then when you have just half of the surface to balance on.
So that was Bruce Varash trying. I think he's one of the trademark Cork 900. He goes a little bit like 540 to late 360, and this one is also one of his trademark. He goes like a 540 with a little kick in between, so it gives the illusion that he's kind of stopping the rotation in the middle. Makes it look pretty good.
Yeah, I like the tricks with change of speed like this, when the rotations are not just like big spinny things.
Yeah.
It adds a little bit of style, and it's...
Yeah, exactly. There's like a lot of ways to play it. Or you're gonna go for the biggest spin or the craziest trick, or you're gonna make maybe a less difficult trick look better, and therefore you're gonna have more points for the style, and maybe it's gonna be even better.
The crowd did like this run. I think he seems pretty pleased with it as well.
Yeah, if he can catch his breath though.
Yeah.
It's pretty tough.
Oh, that is a tough fall right to the flat. from the top of the ramp. It's so it's Diaco Diaby. We didn't see Joey Egan.
Oh, huge
yeah.
for 900. And you can see he goes so high on this that he has like time to look for the landing and make sure he's going to put his feet at the right spot and therefore keep the speed for the next trick. So very well done. I've seen this kid practice in a few skate parks in France, and is one of the best at doing those kind of tricks, which is big stunts and keep the speed, good flow. Happy to see him do good at the FISE. Oh, he's trying to do like a kind of a flat spin 540 and this little transfer here. Maybe he's hurt a little bit.
I think we're going.
Yeah, we're gonna have a new group of skaters.
Yeah, new group coming in.
Oh, so that here you can see Romain Abrat in the park. I think he's getting warm up, but most of the time Roman doesn't really warm up. He just goes for the full thing.
Yeah.
Just from the start. So because he's so used to those kind of events. As you said before, he won the 2013 edition of the FISE here. So
Heat 3, Joe Atkinson, Anthony Potier, and Yuma Baudouin.
There you go.
Yuma Baudouin was did quite well last year. I think he was, as far as I remember, was quite impressive on the slopestyle.
Yeah, he's one of the new kids.
Yeah.
So he's very young and he shows a lot of potential. And to see young skaters coming to skate with the pros that have been there for like over 10 years for some, it's just good because you want to see some new blood in the sport.
Exactly. Oh, it looks quite tricky to ride without a shirt. I feel like it would hurt so bad if you fall like so you get like a.
Yeah, that's Joe. You can see right now from England, going a little disaster, crying. Then looking for a run. I think he's done. He'll call it right now. So yeah, you were talking about shirtless. Personally, I wouldn't recommend this, especially in a park like this. It's like
you fall and would burn. It just strips the top layer of skin off, and
so that shows that he's either completely confident that he's not going to fall, or he just doesn't care about getting hurt. So here you have from Belgium, Anthony Potier, which is definitely one of the skaters that you need to look carefully because he's got some crazy tricks, and especially he's got some flow. As you can see, I was talking about the speed of the wheels and like what you choose as a setup for this park, and Anthony picked the 4x 72 millimeters wheel, so it makes him quite a lot faster than other skaters. So you can see that he's got no gap in between the middle wheels.
Yeah.
So he's probably not going to go for any grinds because there's no the space should be in between those two wheels.
Okay, so basically, if you do have, it's tough for a rider to do a grind if it doesn't have the right wheel setup.
Well,
is it possible to
it's still possible, but if you got like really big wheels, it means that there is no space between the second and the third wheel, which means that there is you can't use the coping. Although on the pair of inline skates there is also a sole plate on the side of the skate, so you can still do a few tricks, but not all of them. So you're gonna have to pick up carefully the tricks that you're doing. So you just saw a little flat spin transfer, so that's the new skater I was talking about.
Yuma Baudouin.
Yeah, exactly. Little Mr. Flip transfer, still got like a good amount of speed.
So you can think that a guy like this who's much younger than all the other guys who, like you said, have been riding for sometimes 10 years, he probably was like learned skating looking up to these guys. And
maybe he wasn't even skating. Yeah, maybe.
And now he's on the same park than people he looked up to. That must be quite a good feeling. I'm
pretty sure it's a good experience for him, like to be sharing the park with people he used to look as idol. And, definitely. And the thing is that also he's got some good chances of if not winning, at least get in the top of the list. So
yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's good experience for him as well to do as many contests as he can and to be with super good riders as well. It always helps pushing yourself when you're riding with people that are at a super high level. It's motivating, it's inspiring, and you learn to really push your limits.
Especially if you can compete with them and you're pretty much on the same level, so obviously good for him. So it's Joe Atkinson again from England, aka the shirtless rider.
The shirtless guy.
That guy.
That guy. And I have to say, it must be quite warm on the course, especially when you're skating like this.
Yeah, also, I think this black paint kind of reflects the heat from the rim.
So. Oh, little hand climb.
Yeah, it just went across the little box jump, the step-up box jump, doing a kind of hand slide. There you go again with like a 360 hand plan, kind of flipping a little bit. So it'd be just like doing a backflip with your hand behind your back.
A little hand dragging.
Yeah. And he's done with it. So you
replay here.
So that's like it's called front side, back side 270 out. So it's pretty difficult to spin out of a trick using only one foot.
So is it you know how in skateboarding there's when you do that like hand drags and whatnot, it's kind of an older style. Is it a bit the same kind of thing with inline skating, where it's a different style to actually use your hands? And
yeah, it is a little bit, but I think old school is the new school. So yeah, those tricks come back and people start using them in different ways and make them look cool again. Yeah, exactly. So now on the course we got from Belgium Anthony Potier, which I said is definitely one guy to look forward to. And so, he wasn't.
That was a close call. He almost pulled it off, but
he didn't have the speed for it. But he almost found a solution to still land.
Yeah, he was spinning quite fast to try to make it around, and did not.
Yeah. You see, like Anthony is also one of the guys that do the little abstract thing. Is when you cross your feet together to make it look better. And when you're doing a 900, like you just try, it makes it even harder. And now you
cased it on the other side of the box. That was a great example of what you were saying earlier, where you don't see the landing on that box when you're coming from.
And also, if you're going backwards, obviously the other side of the box jump is very steep, and so the place to be able to land is very small. And then he went again for a crowd pleaser, and got the miss to flip backwards in the box jump.
Once he does it once, if he misses it, he kind of knows what to expect a little bit more the time after. So that
there's a saying that if you miss a trick, you're better just trying it right away after. Because,
that's for sure.
Because
so
it's fresh memory.
And you don't get stuck with that like
kind of bad feeling that you're gonna carry. You're gonna just carry the idea that you've missed the trick the last time. And you see a lot of skaters, like especially if you fall and you hurt yourself, they'll go right away because they want to get rid of this. They know they can do it, so you gotta get rid of the idea.
Exactly. So get right back on the horse, as they say.
So you saw Baudouin that tried the Misty Flip and fell on the side of the jump here.
You were with Joe Atkinson.
Yeah, there he is back on the skate park. And Joe is basically more of a street skater, or maybe like a jam skater, in which people will all be skating together for a long amount of time. And I think is not the best, maybe not, I wouldn't say the best skater, but it's not his specialty to be making full runs of like 45-ish minutes.
Nice use.
That is like incredibly hard, because you gotta go up and bring your feet over the obstacle so that you can so look at the replay.
Very
again.
original.
Yeah, it's a fakey handprint 540, and he went
off the park.
I think he was just aiming at landing that trick and he wouldn't care where he would end up, and it's just like I think it just shows the crowd next to the course how real it is, and there's a real danger into doing those tricks. And you'll see Dave Lang from America and CJ Wellsmore cheering for the trick.
Yeah, for that. That kind of stuff is really their type of. That's the kind of stuff they like. So the standings right now.
You got Guillou from Switzerland.
First, Adrien Anne second, Diaco Diaby third.
And that's it for the top three. You got there again. You got Anthony Potier getting ready for his next run. He's looking at the park, and at some point you gotta focus and forget about the crowd and just pull the best that you can.
Think of your line, go for it.
Sometimes when you do like big events like the FISE, you kind of you end up in the bubble where you can't hear anyone else until your run is over, and you realize, wow, there's like thousands of people looking at me.
Oh.
So he tried a big transfer from the little quarter pipe there to the other one, and he felt pretty bad. So I think he's just going to call it there. While someone is taking a picture right in his face.
Yeah, right at like
I'm dying here.
The most tired point.
So you can see the crowd pretty happy about the show.
About being on camera, about oh, that's a close call. But
I think actually he kind of clipped the way up just before the quarter pipe, and he lost the speed that he was trying to get, and he couldn't quite make it to the taller quarter pipe over there.
And one of the volunteers there, one of the staff from the FISE, almost got a big story to tell.
Yeah, he's seen the skates from pretty close. So
Ooh,
there again, it's a little bit like Mr. Varash that you seen earlier in the previous heat. That little, it's kind of a Misty Flip 540. Misty Flip would be a front flip plus a 180, but he uses the same axle to do it in 900.
Okay.
Makes it look very good. Oh, a little backflip 180, like the BMX riders used to do.
Seems to be liking a little bit of speed here. Not quite as much as he would like, I believe.
Yeah, the thing is that when you're slow, you have no choice. Or you're going to try the tricks, or you're going to just call it. So I think a good spirit of the French skaters is to keep going and
no matter what.
Yeah. Doesn't matter what's happening. You just give it, just give your best all the time. It's good to see. Whoa! So someone was trying to go.
That's a good spirit.
Someone was trying to go wall ride transfer on the big wall.
The standings right now: Diego Guillou, Adrien Anne, Diaco Diaby, Blake Bird, Bruce Varash in 5th, Warren Ding 6th, Jelle Brigman 7th, and Joey Egan 8th.
So you can see that the difference between the first place and the third place is within 2 points. So it's
very close.
So it's definitely not over, and it's definitely it makes us look forward for the finals for sure. If the skaters are close together in the score, it's a good thing for the crowd because they're going to give even more good tricks to try to separate themselves from the other skaters.
Best moments, highlights of what we just saw right now.
It's big 900.
Big stuff for the qualification.
Yeah. And it's like you need to understand that it's very difficult for inline skaters to get a good run in this park because it is absolutely massive. Most of the time we skate things like obstacles within 3 meters, and here I think the smallest thing is like 3 meters.
Yeah.
So it's obviously very difficult. Not saying that they can't do it, but it's just because it's very hard with inline skates to carry so much speed.
It's quite a different challenge than to ride in the park, and especially like you said, like regular park that just made for BMX. At the start, everything's closer together. Yeah. So, and most of these guys, we would think that's what they're used to ride on.
Yeah, but it's not. And even like BMX riders, I'm pretty sure they find that this park is already really big, because you can't find any public park that big. It's all like it's been designed for a competition.
So
you saw again.
4.
Yeah, so we're gonna have Mr. Servi, Nick Lomax,
and Romain Godner in third. Well, not in third place, but a third rider of the fourth heat, Romain Godner.
And you saw Mr. Potier that tried the transfer again, even even though his run was finished. I'm pretty sure he just wants to make sure he can do it for the finals. So, first skater is in the park. Oh, that is then again a massive corkscrew 900, and he went a little far and couldn't make it. Little 450 transfer. I think he's gonna try to get some speed from the middle quarter pipe. Missed to flip in.
Oh.
And that's so typical from French skaters. Just going big, going upside down. They know what the crowd wants to see.
They know their crowd. They know their spot.
Exactly.
They know what they like.
Oh, so it's kind of a U-kind 540 in the quarter pipe. The little old school variant of the trick. And he's going to call it. Oh.
Oh. That looks like it does not feel good. He's done. Barely able to do. I'm done with his arms.
Actually, it was still Nicolas Servy there that tried to do a final trick on the big wall.
Took the last little bit of energy he had left.
Yeah. So here you go, Nick Lomax from England again. Oh, so you can see like Nick Lomax is one of the best skaters in the world, and right away he carries much more speed than the other skaters. It goes with a massive 360. He's probably not gonna go with like big spins like 900s and stuff like that, like the French skaters, but he's gonna have better flow for sure. And he just started with that big transfer from transfer wall ride from the that you can see on your right now. Went for a little kind of alley-oop 540, couldn't quite get it. He's happy, he's glad to be here. Nick is now living in Barcelona. Little bus ride to Montpellier.
Yeah, just nearby, so it's easy for him to come to this contest.
Exactly. So.
How's the scene in Barcelona? How's the roller scene?
It's actually pretty good. Barcelona is like world famous for a street spot. So it looks like everything has been designed for skating. So you'll see a lot of teams from different companies go there and shoot videos. So now you got in the course, you got
Romain Godner.
Mr. Godner, which is if there was one stuntman to put on top of everyone, it would be him, because he's got everything: double backflip, huge corkscrew, 7/9s, and all sorts of spin to grind. So he's definitely one of the guys to check.
Definitely, he's a true showman.
Yeah, he is. Actually, like you feel like the only reason he wants to skate is to show people how crazy he can be.
Yeah, exactly. That's the impression I had the first time I met him a couple years ago when I was here at FISE. That's the impression I had, was like a bit of a show-off. Very nice guy, but definitely likes to show how talented he is. Well, and he is very talented. I mean, it's a great show to watch him.
Yeah, there's a little arrogance in his skating, and we kind of like it for it, because sometimes when you know you're good and you just show it off, it just turns out being good. I mean, like if you show off but you ain't got nothing to show, well, you shouldn't be. But the truth is that Romain Godner is just one of those guys that
he can afford to be, you know, he can afford to be a show off because he has something to show.
Exactly. Nobody is going to say anything against it. So Nicolas Servy there again. So I missed the flip down this, like it's a pretty big gap down there. He missed the 540 transfer. He's going to try to go up the ramp again and gather some speed. You realize that it's very hard to keep going for the whole time. A few skaters like do 1 or 2 tricks and they go back in the ramp, take a break and go again.
Yeah.
So that it can like breathe in, breathe out, and there you go again. So that was the Mr. Flip.
Yeah, we saw one leg was went out a little bit. Are there points deducted for?
So like it kind of disappeared under this quarter pipe. This course is so big that sometimes you can't even see the skaters. Like you gotta follow what they're doing because you can't figure out where they went. So you try like a big disaster. Tried disaster soul, but because the wall is so tall, he couldn't get his front foot on.
Hard.
But like as you saw, it's so high that there's like you have to try to make it across because there's nowhere else to go.
Yeah, and I mean that wall is so high.
Yeah.
And when you're on the parquet, like you can see it here on the television on your screen. The wall is high, you can tell. But once you're on it, once you're up top, the drop is massive. I went up there once for. During a contest, and I almost had vertigo. I was like, oh God, this is hard, not to fall.
So you saw a few fancy tricks from Mr. Lomax. He's got a very good flow and makes it look easy. So just good to see. Good run in general.
Definitely.
Yeah. So.
Romain Godner next. Always a good surprise to see what he has in mind. You can see it in his face. He's like, I'm going for this.
Yeah, concentration. So he went with a little trademark corkscrew 720. Try to go backside royal on the corner of the little bowl section. He went a little too. He went on top of the ramp, but he still manages to keep going. There you go, little transfer towards that quarter pipe, and he's gonna just stop for a little pause, try to get some speed for something big, I guess.
Catch his breath too.
Yeah. So he's trying to go 540 Trispin Mizu, but to go 540 to a grind on the quarter pipe, there's like almost a full rotation, so 360 degrees where you can't see anything, and then you just like hope you're gonna make it.
You hope for the best. Hope your skates are gonna line up with the coping and.
Exactly. And when those guys like are used to the park, obviously they just started skating it today or yesterday at best. When you see those guys skating in their local park, you realize that they actually learn those tricks all the time, which is very impressive.
Yeah, because they know the park, they know exactly what speed to go to and to go at. Sorry.
So Servi is going to try to get a better run in this first one. I think he's going for the big wall again. So, there he goes. He goes with Disaster Soul.
Yeah.
So Disaster Soul, the 6 meters quarter pipe, goes Mr. Flip up the little deck here. He's going to be happy about that because it's very, very difficult to pull
transfer here
in your run.
Is that a Mr. Flip as well on the transfer?
Yeah, you could call it a Mr. Flip. It's a little hard to call the tricks when they're like sideways rotations because a few skaters will call them bio and flat spins. The thing is that all those tricks have been learned from skiing and snowboarding tricks. So basically, we all call them flat spin because they're flat spins.
Yeah. You spin without bringing your head upside down. So basically, you're normally on the flat spin, your head stays level.
So you'll be in between a normal rotation and a flip, like a back flip is completely upside down. A flat spin would be in between a normal 360 and a back flip. So there you go again. I think that was Nick here.
A little split on the landings.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Like the skates are not very long compared to skis or BMX. So if you land at the wrong spot, there's a good chance that you're gonna fall.
Yeah, you need to have quite good flexibility not to injure yourself.
Yeah, obviously. Those guys like are skating on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So they know how to fall. The thing is, like with rollerblading, I think what makes the difference between the professional skaters and amateur skaters is that
knowing how to fall.
Exactly. The professional skaters are always going to find a way to save it, even if they didn't do the tricks perfectly.
Showman got there.
There you go. I think he went for a fakey 630 top sole. So he's just trying to do the craziest thing you can call. I think he missed like the 450 True Mizu in the first 2 runs he did. So he's just trying to steal the show and make something even better. So that was it for the second heat.
Next heat, it's going to be quite good, I believe, because we have, we're going to see it on screen in a few minutes, in a few seconds. Next heat, we have 3 big names: Romain Abrat, CJ Wellsmore, and Stephen Swain.
Yeah, and maybe you notice if you followed a little bit of this year events and videos that Romain Abrat and Stephen Swain are actually skating together in Gap, France. And because obviously they're 2 very good skaters, for them to be able to practice together is giving even more motivation, obviously.
And then CJ, as we said earlier, CJ is going to be quite motivated on this event here in Montpellier, 19th edition, and it's definitely not CJ's first time. And he had been off the skates for a little while, following a back injury. He is now back, and we know he's going to be just throwing down. Yeah,
CJ was here last year, got 2nd place, was injured in Chengdu, so couldn't compete, and then he was judging in Malaysia. So it's been quite a while. Actually, it's been a year since he's competing in the FISE. And there you go. Maybe he didn't get enough warm-up time, but for some reason he's sitting there, just having some fun. And funny enough, CJ is quite known for being a good man to party with.
Oh, yes.
But yesterday he actually didn't party and he slept earlier, so I would believe it'd be good for his skating.
Here we go with Romain Abrat. Romain is a great rider too. He's very humble, I find. Every time I met him, every time I've interviewed him, always has this quiet vibe, yet full of energy as we see it on the course. Big smile always.
Yeah.
Super cool guy.
He's a good guy to showcase that little that French type of skating, which is like doing big tricks. So he goes 450 alley
clean.
Savannah. So it's a really difficult trick, obviously, to do in a run because you're spinning a full rotation and you can't see where you're gonna land. So you have to get a perfect spin. He started his run with a trademark corkscrew 900. Roman has been, well, you see, he didn't try to do anything too crazy because he knows that he's probably going to be able to be within the finals without going with the craziest tricks. And I think we didn't see what happened there, but it might have been that Roman went for a double flip because
that's his.
Yeah, he's trying to just showcase what are the new tricks coming up in rollerblading, which are like the double flips and even more massive spins like 1260s, which is three full rotations and a half. We're used to having 900s all the time, but the 1260 is something else, I'm telling you.
CJ Wellsmore getting ready to go and getting some noise from the crowd as usual, and always skating with his sunglasses. Always.
Yeah, I don't understand that because yeah, it's hard to. It's hard to gauge, especially because there's like this on the side of the glasses you see bright stuff, and in the middle you see it darker.
That is true.
It's a little 270.
Oh, look at this little show, man!
Massive air and quarter pipe goes. You can see that CJ is very good at keeping speed.
Yeah,
in the park.
I mean, he rides well when he parties the day before, so if he didn't yesterday, he's going to be...
Yeah, but there's a little legend saying that if CJ doesn't drink, he's actually not going to be able to skate good. So we'll see today. Yeah, there's something like that. There's a saying, but I know for a thing that for most skaters it's the opposite.
That's stylish.
Yeah. But we don't know. It was like a very good 360 method. Is when you tweak those 2 feet in between your back. So Stephen Swain in the part right now, going really slow, 540. Keep it good looking. Little flat spin 450 transfer. That
adding a little bit of move while getting his speed up.
I think he's just gonna cruise around because he's noticed maybe other skaters haven't done anything too crazy for
No, exactly. So he doesn't feel the need to.
Obviously, it's not that they didn't. It's just because Swain is so good that he might be able to win without doing the craziest trick. So he went backside Savannah transfer on the hip. So there's a few skaters that they have the freedom of picking up what they're gonna do. Other skaters that are maybe less qualified are gonna just go full on and try the best that they can so that they have a place for the finals. But a few skaters are so good that they might be able to go in the finals with only 3 tricks. So they'll go easy on their run and just make sure to land those 3 tricks.
But that's always a tricky one for, I've seen and I mean here in Montpellier, we've seen it a few times where riders that are so confident in their skills and they're like, oh, I'm going to keep it safe. But then the youngsters and the ones that are really hungry for a place in the finals, they go all in, which ends up pushing the guys you would think to see in the finals.
Yeah, sometimes it plays against yourself that you're too confident, and then at the end, maybe you're gonna fall on the first run and like start be a little bit stressed by it, and then you won't be able to pull a better run after that. So even though you want to be part of the finals and maybe you don't want to do all your tricks, you still want to play it just right on the balance between safe and good enough for the finals. So you don't want to play it too safe.
No, exactly.
As well.
It's always a big mind game as well for that. Like, you know, it's a big choice to take and trying to get some
so there you go.
Crowd.
You can see Adrian with his FISE cap, his little hat, just cheering for Romana Brad.
There we go.
And then he goes after so massive 1260, and like if you saw like the little motion, hand motion that he's got after this trick, it's because it's something difficult. Because Roman most of the time doesn't react to what he's doing because he knows he's got it on lock. But if he's happy, it's because it's crazy.
Here we go.
So that's 3 turns and a half. So I'm telling you, at this speed, it's very difficult to spot the landing, and it's one of the key things for rollerblading. You have to know when to put the feet down and kind of resist the impact. Yep.
So Romain Abrad just put some pressure on his competitors. CJ Wellsmore now on the park.
He started with the corkscrew 630 transfer. Pretty nice rotation, completely upside down. So there you go again. He's got like a good amount of speed. So flat spin 540. You saw like CJ is a very good skater, and he probably knew he didn't have quite enough speed for it, but he still made it just by playing it safe, and he still made it across the box jump without falling. Again, backwards on the sub box, the little box jump there. I think it's just
he's done.
Yeah, it's difficult to go for 45 seconds.
CJ, the pretty boy with this
blonde hair,
blonde sweeping hair.
Big air. He's got some very good style. I think like he's one of those skaters that are more known for how they're doing tricks than the tricks themselves, because they make it look so good.
Steven Swain going big.
Yeah, little 900, and then again flat spin 450. So
gaining up
maybe it's difficult in that park to be making tricks on every single obstacle, because everything is so big. So you have to pick up what you're gonna do, and sometimes that's why you're gonna see a little bit of a downtime during someone's line, where he's gonna go across a few obstacles without doing tricks, because he's trying to get a place where he might be able to do a few tricks in a row. So he went, and then again the backside backside Savannah transfer. I think he's looking for energy. Maybe he's gonna go for a last trick, or maybe he isn't. Yeah, he's going for a last trick. Little soul grind, carry some speed.
box jump, big miss to flip. You see, Swain is a very good box jump skater, and he goes very high on this ramp, and that's why every rotations that he does seems like very slow, because he has so much air time.
Which makes it nice too. It makes it less rushed and gives it a little bit more style.
And I think that's why BMX became so popular in the last 10 years. Is because everything is so much bigger and faster, so you carry so much air time, and it makes it easier for the crowd to understand what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. It's visually impressive.
Yeah.
It's a less, I wouldn't say less technical, because I'm gonna get the little wrist slap if I say that. It's definitely a different technique. It's we're not talking about the same sport at all, but the movements are bigger. It's just like easier to.
It's just more bold in general. So
yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah,
riders are as well.
Well, the thing is that you'll see that there is much more support for BMX than there is for inline skating, and that's why you also notice that all the skaters are much more close together, like good friends, and like you'll see those guys. You see those guys with the amateurs and like other skaters that weren't even competing together after the contest, cheering together because they just carry the same passion.
Exactly, and I think it was in Andorra last year we had a super nice interview with Dave Lang. He was talking about, he was very passionate. Dave Lang always is very passionate, but he was talking about that, about passion, about how these guys are barely making a living and they're pro athletes, and it's in contests like the FISE and places like that that gives more visibility to the sport, and these guys are really pushing it, and all fueled on passion.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna have to thank the FISE for giving a spot for inline skating, for aggressive inline, because there's quite a few events that used to have it and they just dropped it. And to be in Montpellier and to showcase and show the people, show the crowd what we've got is just a good opportunity in general.
Oh, we have Mr. Wellsmore up. He's trying to get a lot of speed getting up there.
So there you go again. He goes, oh, that's almost a full 900 rotation on the hip there. So he goes corkscrew transfer. It's very very visual, so I'm pretty sure the crowd likes it. He's stopping for something else. Goes on the middle quarter pipe. The top. I think he missed the drop in on that little ramp. So
I know.
Yeah, so he couldn't get across the box jump here. So he's just gonna call it, and I'm pretty sure he's just gonna hope that one of his run before was good enough. Yeah, we got a last rider from Grand Britain, England, Stefan Swain. He's already got, like, I think his 2 first runs were already pretty good. So, really quick. Oh, huge 900, and he had a little kick in the middle, make it look even better. But I think he's in the air for so long that even him is like not sure when is he gonna land, and he couldn't make it to the last wall without falling, although he landed the 900 itself. So a little 360, front side Savannah, backside Savannah. So yeah, I think he had a bad start to his run, so he's just gonna play a little bit.
Yeah, once you get a bad start like this, it's really tough. It's a really tough mind game to keep pushing and keep pushing yourself and get back in the right mood to perform.
And so also you might like save a little energy for the next.
So we're just waiting for results right now, and all these riders have been pushing it on the park, and a few of them will be going in finals. So I hope they kept a little bit of energy and they eat a couple of apples maybe, and because the finals is coming up soon. There's the official inauguration of the event in between the qualification and the finals, but this is not very long. It's like 20 minutes or half an hour in between, and then we're straight back into the roller park finals.
Yeah, so those skaters are going to get a little break before the action.
Yep, and hopefully they have a lot more energy left in them, because it's today. It's all happening today for them.
Yeah. And I know like there's quite a few skaters in there that they have a few tricks up their sleeve. They're just waiting for the right moment to show it to the crowd and the judges, obviously.
Exactly. So we can think like that guys like CJ Wellsmore and Romain Godner, Romain Abrat, all those guys, I'm sure they have something special in the back of their mind.
Yep. I'm pretty happy to see that the French skaters all did pretty well. So we might have like quite a few French skaters within the finals.
Yeah, that would be pretty good. Oh, we have some... oh, that's the mayor of Montpellier.
I don't know if he's going to go for to drop in the ramp or do anything.
I don't think so. I think if he...
Oh, he made it up the ramp,
he
though.
needs a helmet. So we're still waiting for results, but then the mayor just arrived. He looks, it makes him look quite cool to wear a hat backwards like that.
Yeah.
So they're getting ready for the official inauguration. We have Hervé André Benoit here on screen. Hervé is the big boss at the FISE here. He's the man behind the FISE. And the FISE actually started 19 years ago. And it was a university project for him. It was his like end of year project, and look what it became today. So kids, don't underestimate your studies at university. Like, just, you see what it can bring you to. This is amazing. So, result. First place, Romain Abrat, CJ Wellsmore goes to second with 77. Joe Atkinson, third. Stephen Swain, fourth. Anthony Potier, fifth. Nick Lomax, sixth. Yuma Baudouin, seventh. Diego Guru, I missed the last one.
It was Adrian N.
Adrian N
in ninth.
Ninth place. So I am not sure how many of these riders are going into the finals, but we shall know that very soon. I'm not. Are you surprised with the result? Is it a bit what you were expecting?
No, I think it's quite fair. To be honest, just a few skaters in there are very used to this unique way of competing in such a big skate park. So most of the time they just come out on top.
Yeah,
that's what happened again.
Yeah, exactly. So, and especially the guys who have been to the FISE before, they know this skate park. This park is a little bit. It's a bit similar every year.
Yeah, exactly.
So they have rode it before. They have some experience on it. They know how to get the speed, how to get the lines, to achieve what they want to.
Exactly. And yeah, obviously there is like
that was a close call.
Yeah, there ain't many places to practice those type of ramps, so the guys that came here before definitely have an advantage. So Nick Lomax, nice 360. We saw Dave Lang going a few tricks. Although Dave Lang is not part of the actual contest, he's gonna be in the slope style. He's still having fun in the park with his friends. Share a good day.
Yeah, I'm surprised not to see Dominic Wagner on there.
Me too, actually.
Usually, like in China, he was in the park and everything, so I don't know if he just decided not to ride at the park, or hopefully we're going to see him on slopestyle.
Yeah, Dominic, I'm pretty sure Dominic is here, actually, and he's definitely one of the good skaters at the FISE, because he is one of those skaters that are quick. Very quick.
So it was a really good qualifications, and we are back here with you at 5:20 p.m. for the finals of Roller Park Pro. So well, thanks a lot for being with us, and we'll see you in just a little bit after the inauguration. We're gonna go see on the park what's going on, and we'll see you in just a little bit. Whoa, we'll still have some time a little bit here. So I really hope you enjoyed these qualifications as much as we did, and hope we're gonna get some nice surprises in the finals. I want to see some. I want to see some big tricks. So I think I should be pleased.
Well, I'm pretty sure you won't be disappointed because there's like quite a few skaters in there that they definitely didn't do their best tricks yet.
Cool. Well, thank you again, and then we'll see you in just a little bit. Stay tuned.
Alors, Monsieur le maire qui vient nous faire le petit discours sur la métropole de Montpellier.